Hi all, this knowledge clip is about creating a powerful learning environment. What is a powerful learning environment? What makes a learning environment more or less powerful? What should a powerful learning environment look like? And how do you create a powerful learning environment? First, we have the innovative teacher. There is a lot of evidence and research which proves that great teachers get great results. Teachers are master learners, being mindful about the needs of their students, constantly innovating, reflecting and seeking to improve their practice. Then we have the engaged learners. The engagement of students is influenced by many external factors and systems. One of them is the content, the teacher effectiveness, a certain internal engagement factor that each student has, and there is the environment. An engaged student is more receptive to content and instruction. The third part is the meaningful content. This is, besides the innovative teacher and the engaged student, the third party. Meaningful content means designing authentic and deep learning opportunities. Authentic as in make it real for the students, relevant in practical situations and real assignments. Being clear about the skills and knowledge that the students need to develop and help them to see value in a lesson, an assignment or an assessment. And so the innovative teacher, the engagement of the student and the meaningful content contribute to a powerful learning environment. So, what is the powerful learning environment? It doesn't just happen when you throw together teachers, learners and content. It really relies heavily on the individual qualities of these elements. Learning environments allow us to understand the interplay of all measures, materials and forms of guidance aimed at facilitating people's learning. Learning environments can relate to the micro level, a concrete situation here and now, but they can also relate to the meso level, the bigger parts and a combination of concrete situations. But what makes a learning environment powerful? De Korte wrote already in 1990 about powerful learning environments. That learning environments are powerful when they leave enough space for independent learning and structural guidance. Lodewijks, a couple of years after, put more emphasis on the input of the student himself, and he described 6 aspects of a powerful learning environment. The environment needs to be rich and complete. Invite students to be active. It shows the relevance of all their actions, their learning, their thinking and their effort. Students need to experience that learning is connected to a certain situation and a certain content. Modeling and coaching by the teacher is an important part also of a powerful learning environment. And the last aspect is to go from a lot of guidance and modeling to a minimum of guidance and from very little responsibility of the student to a lot of responsibility. So back in the 90s, we were already starting with thinking about and developing powerful learning environments. The OECD did research on the powerful learning environment nowadays, and they distinguished principles of learning to design such a powerful learning environment. There are 6 learning principles, and the force and relevance of these learning principles do not reside in each one taken into isolation. They add up to a framework. So, what are those learning principles about? The first one is, the learning environment recognizes the learners as its core participants, encourages their active engagement and develops in them an understanding of their own activity as learners. This principle is about engaging the students, so their learning becomes meaningful. The students will come to understand themselves as learners. They can organize and monitor their own learning, but also come to an understanding to the learning of their peers. Then there is the second principle, and that is the learning environment is founded on the social nature of learning and actively encourages well-organized cooperative learning. Learning through interaction with teachers, peers, other educations, but also with the industry, face-to-face or at a distance, using all kinds of media like discussion boards, blogs, forums, etc. For all students have to be activated. The third principle is about the learning professionals within the learning environment. They are highly attuned to the learner's motivations and the key role of emotions in achievement. It is not about being nice, but it is first and foremost about making learning more effective. It is an integral part of developing personal strategies for successful learning. Then we come to learning principle 4. The learning environment is acutely sensitive to the individual differences among the learners in it, including their prior knowledge. Students differ in their abilities, competencies, motivations, emotions, but also in their linguistic, cultural and social backgrounds. It is a challenge to be sensitive to these differences, for they affect learning significantly. Technology can help to individualize information, communication and materials. But also implementing virtual and blended learning, the use of formative assessment throughout learning environments, and the learning becomes more personalized. The active role of learners themselves becomes more powerful. The fifth principle is that learning environments devises programs that demand hard work and challenge from all without excessive overload. The students' capabilities are not fixed. By pushing each learner up to and just above their own perceived limits of what they are capable of doing, the learning environment becomes more effective. It is about optimizing learning across the whole range of achievement and interest, looking for innovative ways to stretch all learners. And then there is the sixth principle. The learning environment operates with clarity of expectations and deploys assessment strategies consistent with these expectations. There is strong emphasis on formative feedback to support learning. It has to be very clear for the students what their learning is for and that they know when they have achieved it successfully. But it is also about the assessments being sensitive to individual strengths and weaknesses, making them learn from the assessment by giving feedback. Self-review and evidence-informed learning are prominent aspects of these learning systems. The last principle is about the learning environment strongly promoting horizontal connectedness across areas of knowledge and subjects, as well as to the community and the wider world. This means integrating knowledge around the key concepts, interdisciplinarity, but also making connections outside the school and outside the learning community. The outside world offers enormous potential and sources for learning. So, these are the 7 learning principles making schools and learning communities powerful learning and working environments for teachers as well as students. But what does this mean for the teacher? This means, for instance, that a learning environment should be a place where centrality of learning is priority for students, but also for the teachers. That they are fully engaged, motivated, emotionally involved. The powerful learning environment is sensitive to individual differences in the capacities and experiences of the teachers. It is highly demanding for each teacher, but avoiding excessive overload and stress, because that diminishes and not enhances performance. And at last, the expectations for the teachers are clear and they work formatively, not only in their assessments of the students, but also about their own work, learning and teaching. A powerful learning environment, a challenge, but a very nice place for both teachers and students to work and to learn. See you next time!